hate my body so much, and I feel like I'm drowning in my fat.
When I'm depressed, I eat. When I'm sad, I eat. When I'm happy, I eat. Food is my drug of choice.
I'm not human. I'm a monster. If I don't do this right now, then just sign my death certificate because I'm done.
Life is wasting away, and I hate it.
Stupid, I don't understand that when you...
Send me back home. Send me back home.
Today we're diving into the roller coaster world of My 600-Pound Life, a show that's as much about the emotional journey as it is about the physical transformation. But what happens when things don't go quite as planned? Well, buckle up, because we're about to explore some of the most jaw-dropping moments where things went totally wrong, and trust me, you're not going to believe some of these stories. Alright, let's dive into one of the most unforgettable stories from the show, the story of James King. Now, when we talk about challenges on this show, James's journey is one that really sticks with you.
The second I open my eyes, I'm just in so much pain. But I'm still just grateful to be alive. And I tell the Lord, thank you, Lord, for another day. Because I don't know how many I have left. But even though I still open my eyes each day.
James faced some massive challenges due to his weight, which left him with no mobility at all. He was not able to take care of his most basic needs, like taking a bath or even going to the bathroom. He had to rely entirely on his girlfriend Lisa and his daughter Bailey for support. Lisa was his full-time caretaker, managing everything he needed. And when it came to tasks like bathing, which were a bit too much for Lisa to handle alone, James's friends used to step in to help.
And it breaks my heart to see that James is trapped in a bed and can't do the things that he loves to do.
Okay.
Don't let me get him hard.
I'm not. I got you.
Mom, that's good.
Okay. You're comfy?
Yeah. So, Lisa's my full-time caretaker now. And she has to do everything for me, except for some jobs that are just too much for her, like bathing me. So there are a couple of my friends that come to help.
After his parents split due to his mom's alcohol issues, James was raised by his dad. Rarely seeing his mom, who struggled with addiction until her passing from liver cancer, shaped a tough childhood. Things shifted again when his dad remarried, expanding their family with 4 step-siblings. The financial strain meant they often lived in poverty. This scarcity led James to eat as much as he could when food was available, fearing he might not have enough in the future.
But my dad didn't make enough to provide for a family that big. And we went from having what we needed to being really poor. And I never knew if we were gonna have enough to eat. So I just started to eat much as I could when I got the chance. And I remember the joy and safety there was in food.
But James was a man who not only battled the scales but also clashed with the very people trying to help him. Yep, James was a really tough cookie for Dr. Now, making him one of the most talked about patients for all the wrong reasons.
I don't know why he thinks I look bigger, but he's wrong because I feel better and I know I'm smaller than when I started doing this. So hopefully when I get into the hospital and get my weight, I can prove it to him there.
Imagine having to make the heart-wrenching decision for your daughter to drop out of school just to help manage your health and hefty transportation costs. That was James's reality.
My mom pulled me out of school because I have to help with my dad. I don't feel like that I should have to be a caretaker to my dad because a father is supposed to protect and take care of his daughter.
Just in case.
But it's my dad and I'm not gonna let him just lay there.
I can't breathe good.
Despite these huge sacrifices, James became known for his knack for manipulation, making his situation even more complex.
I don't want that. I'm tired of the same stuff.
Since I don't have a way to get anything, I don't know what we can order that's gonna be healthy. You don't want fish or shrimp?
No, I don't want that. Order me Chinese. Egg rolls and rice, fried rice.
I don't know about the rice, though.
That's what I want, though.
But rice is on that paper that we're not supposed to have.
It's
rice.
fried.
It's still rice. Fried is
Well,
worse.
that's what I want. I'm tired of fish and chicken, Lisa. I'm sick of it.
I'll get my phone and see if we can get it delivered.
Now, let's not forget the hospital stay under Dr. Now's watchful eye. Dr. Now warned that James was on the brink, with his body possibly giving out under the immense pressure of his 840 pounds. But did James own up to his part in this? Nope. Instead, he seemed to expect a miracle cure.
But I've needed all of it, though, to start with. I haven't had home health. I've had nothing.
Are you telling me that to start? What did that have to do with your eating habit?
Well,
you should have Ross right now. He's
I asked for a
600 pounds.
nutritionist when I first got here, too. I didn't get it.
James, this is ridiculous. What nutrition you need except the instruction that I gave you
Because
that
I'm
works
having
everybody else and can follow them except you?
I had to retrain my body from eating cheeseburgers.
You gained 100 pounds and you're saying it's not your fault? That you needed to retrain your body? Seriously? You're eating yourself to death and you don't want to quit that. And that's your responsibility. Nobody else is in here. You got yourself in this bed.
The plot thickens when Dr. Now catches James's mom, Lisa, sneaking in food. Yes, you heard that right. Frustrated by James's lack of commitment to change his lifestyle, Dr. Now had to make the tough call to deny him the weight loss surgery.
It's not some. It's every day and every hour and every meal. It's not some. What do you expect us to do for you? Tell me.
I don't know.
What are you going to do with your life? You going to stay in the bed till you die?
No, I want to get out of it.
How?
Lose weight.
How?
Eat right.
So why haven't done it up to this point?
I don't know.
You might as well go back home because there's nothing we can do for him.
Please don't give up on us, okay?
Well, we
I
don't-
won't bring him another thing. I promise you that.
Despite the roller coaster of emotions and efforts, James's story doesn't have the happy ending we all hoped for. His battle with binge eating and refusal to alter his lifestyle led to his tragic passing on April 3rd, 2020. It's a story that, without a doubt, leaves a lasting impression on us all.
That.
You're doing it.
And it feels really good. Let me go see how much I can hold myself.
Okay.
I hear Dr. Nazarda now, and I'm not taking any of this for granted. I'm gonna rise to the challenge and get under 600 pounds so I can go back to him with my head held high and get that weight loss surgery.
James, look at me and say hi to your dad.
Shenee Murray's story is one of those that really hit you hard. She found herself in a situation where her size made the simplest tasks impossible to do on her own. Her husband, Freddie, stepped in as her rock, taking care of everything from giving her bed baths to managing their daily life. Living with Freddie, Shenee couldn't shake off the feeling that she was weighing him down, feeling like a burden.
I live with my husband Freddie and my mom, and I feel like a burden to him. I feel like a burden to my family. I feel like a burden to everyone that's in my life. I hate my body so much.
I don't mind helping my wife at all. Like, I do it with love. But what breaks my heart about her is just the struggles I have to see.
She grew up as an only child, which you might think would be all about getting spoiled with attention and love. But things took a dark turn when she was just 5 years old. She was molested by her cousin. Imagine her, coming out of the basement in tears, running to her mom, who immediately knew something was wrong and took her to the doctor. That's when they found out the heartbreaking truth of what had happened. After that incident, Shenee turned to food for comfort. It became her safe haven, a way to cope with the trauma.
And she was touching her front area. She was hurting.
All I remember is my mom had took me to the doctor because I couldn't use the bathroom. It was hurting really bad, and that's when she found out. Inside, I felt terrible, but I just hid all my feelings in. I started sneaking food right after that incident. Food made me feel better. It made me feel happy. So then I started putting on weight.
But from the get-go, it was clear Shenee Murray wasn't fully on board with the weight loss plan laid out by Dr. Now. Despite her serious health conditions pushing her to seek help, her heart just wasn't in it, leading to a series of events that had fans talking.
All right, I don't think you're grasping how dangerous your situation is, Shenee. With all the health issues you've got, you may not even make it to 30.
As Shenee's story unfolded on the show, reactions from viewers were mixed, with emotions ranging from empathy to outright frustration. Her resistance to following Dr. Now's advice, coupled with what many saw as childish behavior, made for some contentious viewing.
What happened 2.5 months ago?
Just stress.
What kind of stress you have?
Marital stress.
What do you mean by that?
Me and him argues. It's a lot of things that go on.
The climax. Shenee wasn't approved for weight loss surgery, a decision that didn't sit well with her.
No, I know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you simple science, and you don't want to listen, so don't try to teach me medicine.
Oh, I'm not trying to teach you medicine, but I'm trying to teach you about my body.
One of the most talked about aspects of Shenee's episode was her diet, or rather her attempts to dodge it. Despite being in a hospital setting designed to help her make healthy choices, her husband became an accomplice in her dietary defiance. Smuggling in pizzas and burgers, he was caught red-handed, which, as you can imagine, did not make Dr. Now happy.
For 4 months, I have seen you from day one. You haven't lost any weight. Plus, the hospital staff not only seen you eating pizza, but burgers, and then you're smart enough not to throw it your own trash, throw it in somebody else's trash. You both need to stop lying. You came here to have weight loss surgery. You haven't lost any weight in 4 months. Why?
After she left the program, Shenee took to YouTube, sharing updates and claiming she had lost weight on her own terms. She said she lost weight, but it's hard to know for sure if that's true.
This is Dr. Nuzart, and Shenee missed her appointment, didn't show up, and I'm calling to find out what's going on. But we are letting her know that because of her complete lack of compliance and this final straw today, she's no longer part of the weight loss program.
Lee and Rena's story isn't your everyday love tale. They face some pretty intense challenges, both of them dealing with morbid obesity to the point where just breathing was a struggle because of their weight. But it was Lee who had it especially tough. Despite her own battles, Rena was always there for him, stepping in to help with the basics like bathing and making those necessary trips to the restroom.
Where I can take care of myself.
Just living life is a struggle daily. So there's many days that I don't get out of bed because of the pain.
After his parents split up and his mom left when he was just 2, his dad got remarried. Suddenly, Lee found himself with a stepmom and 3 new step-siblings. But something terrible happened to him when he was just 9 years old. One of his step-siblings sexually abused him, and it continued for 3 years. Feeling too ashamed and embarrassed to speak up, Lee kept it all bottled up inside. This rough patch took a serious toll on him mentally, pushing him to find comfort in food. By the time he hit 10 years old, Lee's weight had skyrocketed to about 230 pounds.
With us, there was 8 kids in our family growing up. And when I was 9 or 10 years old, one of my siblings sexually abused me. That went on for 3 years. I didn't tell anybody over shame and embarrassment. But when my family realized how much I was eating, my dad put a chain of padlock on the refrigerator. But I'd still find ways to sneak and hide food. So my eating never slowed down. And when I was about 17 years old, I weighed over 500 pounds. And then I started losing my mobility. And that's when I knew I had to do something. So I contacted a bariatric clinic and they said they would take me. I was there to get help and hoping to turn my life around.
When his weight reached 714 pounds, it was a wake-up call for him, and he knew he had to get some help. That's when he sought help from Dr. Now. So let's talk about the moment Dr. Now met with Lee and Renee. The atmosphere was charged, not with excitement, but with disappointment.
114 pounds, and Renee, you are 549 pounds. And you both have significant health issues as a result of your weight. Renee, you're diabetic and you take an enormous amount of insulin.
Yes.
The same seems to be the case for Lee too. And I see you're on oxygen. So you're no longer able to breathe on your own because of your weight.
Dr. Now, known for his no-nonsense approach, was not thrilled to see that Lee had only managed to shed 9 pounds over 2 months. This was after Lee had undergone bypass surgery, a procedure meant to kickstart significant weight loss. Meanwhile, Renee was on a roll, having lost 50 pounds.
You had your bypass about 2 months ago, and when you left the hospital, you were down to 546. So you lost only 9 pounds since then. But Renee has lost almost 50 pounds at the same time, and she hasn't even had her bypass yet.
Lee, perhaps trying to lighten the mood, chuckled over his lack of commitment to the diet plan. However, Dr. Now wasn't in the mood for laughs. He laid it out straight. The surgery wasn't a magical cure.
You have a gastric bypass.
I had a gastric bypass,
to
yes.
lose weight.
To lose weight.
And you're not losing weight.
I don't eat a third what I ate
just
before I
answer
had
the
that
question,
surgery.
okay? Then
You're
we're not
asking
talking
me
about
questions
that.
that I don't understand no more than you understand.
What are you talking about? You're choosing to overeat and you think it's okay?
No, I don't think it's okay at all.
So what is going on?
In fact, without it, Lee might have been 100 pounds heavier. Dr. Now pinpointed the issue. It wasn't the surgery, the diet, or hunger. It was Lee himself.
Do you not want me to eat at all?
You know that's not what I'm saying at all. You have been given a tool to help you change your life. Now that you had the surgery, the physical drive to eat is gone.
This blunt truth didn't sit well with Lee. Feeling attacked, he decided to storm out, ignoring Dr. Now's attempts to keep him grounded. Despite Dr. Now's efforts to reel him back in, Lee was set on leaving.
Finish with me. You're making me mad.
You
I'm
sit
leaving.
down right there.
You
You
just
sit
let
down right over there.
No, I'm...
Wait, sit down.
Okay.
Let go of me, Renee.
All right, this is completely unacceptable.
This episode wasn't just about a disagreement, it was a real-time lesson on accountability and facing the hard truths about personal responsibility in the journey of weight loss.
Him to eat, and if Lee chooses to avoid those issues and run right now, then he's going to continue on the same path that he was, where he's not going to survive another year. Renee, you stayed on track, despite how Lee's behaving, and I'm proud of you for that.
Let's talk about Angela Gutierrez's story, which is both heartbreaking and eye-opening. Picture this. Angela has to dress in 9X clothes because nothing else fits, and she hasn't been able to wear shoes for over 2 years. Can you imagine? Her whole life, Angela has battled obesity, finding comfort in unhealthy, junk food-heavy meals. On top of her struggles with weight, she and her mom just couldn't seem to connect, adding emotional weight to her physical burdens.
I hate it. I never thought my life would get this way. My entire life I've been obese. Growing up, we always ate good dinners, but they were not healthy. Pizza, hoagies, cheeseburgers.
Angela's experience showed just how hard it can be to stick to a health journey. She often missed her appointments with Dr. Now and had an excuse ready each time. Despite this, Dr. Now decided to give her another chance, though he had his doubts about her commitment.
It's just more excuses, because you're saying you went back to overeating because life got hard and stressful. That's never going to change. That's part of life. So I still have the same question. What's going to be any different this time if you have weight loss surgery?
I'm just done. So, I really want to lose it now. Because I'm going to be dead next year. I know I am. I just know it. I cannot live like this. No more.
Angela missed another critical appointment, first blaming it on not finding a place to live in Houston. Then, she said she was too sick and needed more time to recover, all while she wasn't answering calls or returning messages for weeks.
Since I saw you and you haven't been by for your second appointment, so what's going on?
I'm having problems trying to find a place to live there.
So you need to decide if doing this and saving your life is important enough for you, and whether you want to be part of the program or you don't want to be part of the program.
I do want to be part of the program.
Well, if you want to be part of the program, you need to keep your appointment. And
Dr. Now wasn't interested in excuses. He was worried Angela wasn't ready to make the necessary efforts to change her life. Despite claiming she had lost 120 pounds since their last meeting, Dr. Now was skeptical. He didn't see the evidence of her claim and challenged her on it, emphasizing the need for honesty and real effort in this process.
She missed her follow-up appointment for the first time. She blamed not being able to find a place to live in Houston, but we were not even to that point with her yet. And this last time, she claimed she was too sick and needed time to recover while she avoided our calls and didn't return most of our messages for the past few weeks.
Angela's story continued on this frustrating path. Even 8 months later, she was still convinced she was losing weight, despite avoiding Dr. Now for 6 months and showing no real signs of progress.
You haven't been getting back to us, and you've been avoiding my calls, making excuses, and lying to us. But now you aren't sick. You have completely recovered, it seems. So what's the reason you're still not coming down to Houston to see me for your follow-up appointment?
You know what? I'll be very honest with you. I don't know why it took so long. It seemed like something was happening every other week.
So you let another month go without doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Unfortunately, Angela's life came to an end in 2023 when she was just 49 years old, leaving behind a grieving family and friends. Her story highlighted the importance of facing reality and truly wanting to make a change for one's own health.
Actually walk out and get in my van. I can take Lacey somewhere. If she wants to go somewhere, or if I want to surprise her with something or reward her with something, we walk outside and get in the car and go. I've definitely came a long way. I still have a long way to go, though.
And there you have it, folks! Don't forget to hit that like button as it owes you money, subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories, and ring that bell so you won't miss a single episode of our deep dives into the most unforgettable reality TV moments. Share your favorite "I did not see that coming" moment from today's video in the comments below.